Your career, your job, the thing you do that produces income, whether it's a minimum wage job, whether it's an independent contractor, or whether it's a high executive job. There's three pieces of advice, three major guidelines that I would share with anyone, and I remind myself that are the foundation of any good career. Number one, show up. When you go to a job, you give someone your value, whether through your physical labor, your mental intelligence, or whatever your function is at that job. Your value is only evident when you're present. If you don't go to your job, there's no value. So if you are a very intelligent person and you're great at project managing, if you don't show up, the company is now missing your value. So your career will not go forward, because if the company cannot rely on you, they're not getting value from you. But when you show up consistently, whether you're a project manager, a food delivery employee, whoever, a construction worker, whatever, when you show up consistently, your company consistently gets value from you. And I can tell you something, as having a couple small companies and working my entire adult life, still working, is, for the most part, any company that has an employee that shows up consistently, they're going to appreciate someone who shows up on a regular basis, because it's in their own interest. No company wants to hurt their value. And if you're valuable to them, then they're not going to look to hurt you. So what I tell you is, your value is only evident when you're present. So show up. Number two, the number two major piece of career advice that I would share with anyone: stay out of drama, gossip, and internal turmoil. What does that mean? Basic stuff. Don't talk about your coworkers per se. Don't get involved in trying to get someone else in trouble. Don't let idle time at the office. Don't let people like forming groups and attacking other groups. Don't let jealousy. Don't let spite. Don't let all these primitive emotions start to suck you in to a negative environment, which will make you look bad. You can have great value. You can be intelligent, or you can be physically an asset to, whether you're a laborer or whatever. So you can have the asset. You can be valuable. You can show up. Your value is evident. But if you start to cause harm by causing conflict within the organization, your value now decreases. So you've X'd out the number one thing to do, which is to show up so your value can be evident. But now if you're showing up and you're engaging in gossip and slander and disorganization, you're hurting the organization. Now your value, now you're a liability, not an asset. A basic thing, guys, this isn't a college degree right here. You can have a college degree, but you can forget this. You have to stay out of the woods, so to speak. You have to stay out of the contentious issues that cause organizations not to be able to work like a team and push forward. Politics, guys. There's, like, some people say, what they do a disservice to themselves and to society, where they say, "Oh, I don't like political correctness." I can understand where you say that, to the point where you have to be able to talk to people somewhat directly. However, you'd be a fool and you destroy yourself and everyone around you if you think that you don't have to be somewhat political, polite, and navigate life. If you don't think you're going to do that, guys, you're going to be on the couch. You're going to be in the comment section of YouTube instead of collecting a paycheck. I don't know about you, but for the vast majority of people in the comment sections of YouTube's, guys, they're disasters. Okay? So why? Because they got nothing to do with their time. They're not producing an income. They're not building their career. What they're doing is analyzing a video and then just being a critic with no political correctness, no savvy, no intelligence, just pure gut emotion, okay, and total disasters. Avoid drama at the workplace. Number 3. The number 3, or the third piece of advice that I would share with you on your journey, is to transition well. What does that mean? Never leave your current job until you've secured another job. You can destroy your career when you exit a company wrongly. And there's going to be a gap in your pay and a gap in your resume. The worst thing you can do is have a big gap in your resume and a big gap in your income. And when you quit a job before securing another job, that's what you do. There's times to change companies. There's times to change jobs. I've done both, but there's a way to do it. It's called a 2-week notice. It's called buttoning up all your projects before you leave. It's called not having a gap in your resume. It's called keeping good relationships to a certain point so you always have certain references. It's called momentum. It's called wisdom. It's called your best career. If it does come to a point where you have to leave a company so you can join another company to move ahead, because sometimes you do get like pigeonholed, or you get kind of like this person can, you have to move to a different company to move up. That happens, especially in today's world. And sometimes, look, it just isn't the right fit for you. Maybe you feel the company is toxic or the environment's toxic. That's fine. But don't add to that toxicity. Don't add to the problem by being a problem yourself. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Meaning that don't just quit your job because you're just going to hurt yourself. Find another job, secure it, get your starting date, put in your 2-week notice. You'll do better for yourself when you transition well like that. So if you can remember these 3 things as general guidelines throughout your life and your career and your work, you're going to do well. Okay. Is life going to go perfect? No. Are there exceptions to these things? There's always exceptions, but you should always have guidelines, structure, a foundation to keep your mindset focused on that which is good for yourself and, for what you want to do with your life. It's like, you have to think about your life, and that requires some effort, and that requires some discipline, and that requires, some intentional living. So I hope these insights help you. If they do, I appreciate those who support the channel via memberships. If you'd like to be a member, click that blue join button. You'll get unlimited access to all my live feeds, which I do every day. You'll get a custom badge, custom emojis. I also appreciate those who click that thumbs up. Share the video, and thank you again for watching. I'll do my best to keep showing up on YouTube. Okay, that's a big part of it for the side hustle. I do my best to stay out of the gossip section. I try to do that. And do my best when it is time to exit something, that there's always a smooth transition. And it'll just make your life go better. All right? Peace.